Hi, this is Melissa Hill, and you're listening to Podcast by Mata.
This is Taka Sen, and you're listening to Podcast by Martha.
Hi, this is Melissa Monet, and you're watching to Podcast by Mata.
Hi, this is Callie Klein, and you're listening to the Podcast by Modest.
Hey, it's Jennifer Nguyen, and you're listening to the Podcast by Mata.
Hey, this is Joe Mata with the Podcast by Mata. Hey, I'm here to tell you about some fabulous products from Bad Dragon. Hey, Bad Dragon sells some of the most dynamic designs, but that's just only the beginning of the story. Every Bad Dragon dildo and masturbator is hand-poured and ships here in the United States, with the highest quality U.S.-made platinum cured body self silicones available. Now, to get more information on this stuff, go to bad-dragon.com. That's bad-dragon.com, bad-dragon.com. And if you place an order from them, make sure you tell them that the Podcast by Mata sent you. Hey, how we doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right. We have a fabulous show for you today. As you know, we always try to bring you the best from the adult industry. And again, today we've done that. Please welcome to the show, Lisey Sweet. How we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
All right, doing good. Hey, can you let the listeners and your fans know, how did you get involved into this fabulous world of the adult industry?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll give you kind of the shortened version. I actually, before I got into the adult industry, I worked in research for 7 years. I was a research scientist studying infectious diseases and vaccine development.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was always really interested in erotic art and photography, and I kind of found myself with an opportunity to start modeling. And when I started to sort of do that, I gained a little bit of popularity and had the opportunity to do video work, which I was always a performer when I was younger. And, my husband and I are always sort of in the lifestyle, liking to do sexy things. And so we tried it. And when I did it the first time, I was hooked immediately. And I tried to figure out every way that I could do more of it. And at first it was really a hobby. Mm-hmm. But then I sort of realized that I could do this and make actual money. So eventually I did leave the science behind, and here I am.
Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What type of job did you have before entering the industry? But you covered that, so we're good there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, being that you say your husband is involved in it as well?
He is not in the adult industry, but him and I are a really good pair, and we are involved 100% in each other's lives, and we both have sort of been, I guess, lifestylers, if you say it, but I wouldn't call us swingers, but we've always kind of actively been sexual people. Okay.
So you being in the adult industry, and so far you guys have been able to make it work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to hear.
We've been together for almost 8 years, and obviously we've been together longer than I've been in the industry, so this was a team decision, and
right.
This is what we like. This is what we love.
All right. Now you're going to be signing during the AVN with Sex Panther, Model Central, and OC Modeling. You can check her Twitter for the times. You also be on the red carpet as well, attending the AVNs?
Yes, I will be. I'll actually be signing for Fan Centro, not Model Centro.
Oh, okay.
I believe that they're probably separate booths. So yeah, and I will be on the red carpet as well.
All right. Now, have you been to one of these before?
I never have. I'm so excited to go to my first AVN. I'm a little nervous, and I'm trying to look at pictures, see what other people do. And luckily, I have the guidance of Erica, my PR person from the Rub PR, and my agency, and a lot of friends in the industry now to sort of give me a little bit of advice. But I've done a couple different things where I've been out meeting people, like a Fantasy Fest. So I think. I guess we'll see. I'm really excited.
Yeah, so you've got got an idea then and a feel for what to expect when you get there.
Yeah, a little bit, and I'm really excited because I'm nominated for a fan voting AVN this year for Hottest Newcomer.
That's right. Yeah, that was my next subject here. Yeah, and make sure to remind your fans to get out there and vote for you on the avn.com/awards/voting, and there they can vote for you for that as well. Now you have some.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. You were going to say something in regards to that, so please continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's a really big deal to me because I am new to the industry, and I'm just starting to get a lot of videos out there, just starting to get known. So it's such a huge honor to be nominated, and I wanted to thank everybody by rewarding people that are voting for me. So I'm running a promotion where if people vote for me, and you can vote every single day, if you screenshot and you tweet at me, it enters you to win. I'm choosing 8 people to win various things, including autographed photos, autographed DVDs, Skype session, Snapchat, all that kind of good stuff. And I think it's important because, these are sort of things that, my fans want and they want me to win. So it's important for me to reward them.
Yeah, all right. That's good to hear. There are a few doing it, but not too many, and that's just a great way for you to reward your fans for supporting you, and it gives the fans more motivation to get that vote in every day.
Yeah, it definitely does, and I try to do a really good job at reaching out to my fans on a normal basis, or on a regular basis, I should say. I do cam shows, so most of the time, if I'm not shooting, people can kind of find me online and chat with me there. I'm interactive on Twitter, so if you tweet at me, you have questions, or you want to chat or banter about something, I'm always down to talk to people about it.
All right. Now you have 2 DVDs, Lethal Hardcore and Creeping Tom 4 with Evil Angel. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So recent ones that came out, the one that for Evil Angel is Stepsister Cream Pies, and that one I'm really excited about that one. Number one, because I'm the cover model on that one.
Right.
But it's such a dirty movie. Nathan Bronson is crazy, and Aiden Starr is the director.
Okay.
I've worked with her now 3 times. That was the second time I worked with her. So, spoiler alert, I've got another scene coming out for Aiden very soon. It's always a really good time. It's almost like not working when we work together. I mean, it's like that a lot of times when I'm shooting, but it's just kind of hanging out. And Nathan likes to get dirty. He likes to get crazy. And if anybody knows Aiden, they know that she will just kind of let performers do what they do best, and she will encourage them and suggest things. And we just took it to a whole new level. And even though it's not an anal scene, which a lot of my movies are anal, this is the only one on Evil Angel that is not anal. And it's still just as dirty as the rest of them. We actually like to touch on a lot of little fetishes that I think are not regularly incorporated in a lot of mainstream movies. So I get a lot of requests during cam and Skype shows to do various kind of fetishes like panty stuffing. And I think on Evil Angel you don't see that a whole lot. So we did incorporate some panty stuffing where he stuffs it into me and fucks me with the panties in me, and then he takes them out of my mouth and shoves them in, he shoves them into my mouth, and just the dialogue is so incredibly dirty. There were times where we actually had to break because I was laughing so hard because I couldn't believe that Nathan said that. And of course it's already dirty to begin with because it is the taboo stepsister sort of thing. So it's really slobbery. We do this move called kinging where Nathan is sitting on my face and I'm licking his ass, and you can just see my bright blue eyes sticking out being all dirty. And
all right.
So it's a really sloppy, nasty scene. So my fans that like to see the hardcore Lisey, they won't be disappointed even though this one does not have anal in it. And I'm really excited about the Lethal Hardcore one as well, Creeping Tom. As some people know, I work with Stoney and Lethal Hardcore a couple times. And again, I've worked with him 3 times, and this is my second one. So spoiler alert again, I've got another scene coming out for Lethal Hardcore in the near future. So this one was really good. It's not anal as either, but it kind of touches on that little bit of fetish where it's creeping on people, filming them secretly, and you know, the creeping Tom guy gets to sort of live out his fantasy and actually fuck the girl that he's creeping on. So it's a really great scene. Lethal Hardcore puts out awesome scenes, and I love working with them.
All right. Now, when regards to your camming shows, your Skype sessions, what is the strangest request, and also a request that's gotten you so excited to do?
Let's see. I'll have to think about the strangest request because people ask me this all the time, and I usually kind of just give a list of some of the strangest things. But one thing I've been getting really excited about lately, and I'm not sure why this has become a thing for me, but a lot of people have been requesting a lot of femdom with me, which I am dominant in real life. Even though with kink, I've done a lot of submissive shoots. But I like to dominate in real life. I've actually had a slave before. And so I do a lot of shows where people request me to dominate them through, and that is such an incredibly broad term. Dominate is like telling somebody, I want to do a sex show with you. It's so broad. It ranges from small penis humiliation to cuckolding, which I get a lot, where people want me to talk about cuckolding them, from anal training them to pegging, and I even have a nice big black strap on that I can threaten them with, and they love it. So I really like doing that. I really like doing the femdom stuff. So that is always very exciting to me. Personally, I am a BBC lover.
Okay.
So the cuckolding is always really fun for me too, and it's when I do the shows, it's not like I'm just trying to think about what these people want to hear. It comes very organically and naturally to me because these are the kind of things I like to hear and I like to say. So I just do what I do best, do what feels good and do what feels natural to me. Let's see, as far as the strangest request, I've been getting a lot of strange ones on StreamMates. You guys on StreamMate are some nasty fuckers, and I love it. I have had some that, you know what, honestly, this may seem not weird at all, but it was really weird to me. When you think about it, I do think it is kind of weird. I had somebody want to do a show with me where I pretended that I was their girlfriend, and I didn't really do anything sexual. They just kind of wanted me to lay like I was snuggling them and tell them that I love them and all of the things that I liked about them, which, you know, kind of a unconventional sort of thing. And I think most girls would say, oh, this guy wanted me to shit on something. And yeah, you know what? I get that 10 times a day. It's not really that weird anymore that people ask me to do that. I don't do that, by the way. Just disclaimer, I will not shit on things for you. But
go ahead.
The other weird thing that I get pretty frequently, and I actually do, is most of my fans know, obviously I'm known for anal, I'm known for gaping. I can gape my ass really big. So a lot of guys want to do really up close gaping with the sounds. So by the sounds, essentially I mean on command farting. And it sounds disgusting, but they love the sound of my ass opening up, and when I gape it and I use the muscle control, all of the air just kind of gets sucked in, and so they like to watch me open it and close it and the sounds it makes. So I probably get that request if I'm camming maybe 3 times a day, with long gaping sound shows. So it's kind of strange, but I get it frequently. I don't know. Guess I've cornered that market.
All right. It's, it was a past guest. Apparently, when regards to the strangest thing, this person wanted her to take a shit, box it up, and mail it to him, and he would give her $10,000. And
Yeah,
she just said, there's I don't care how much money, it ain't happening.
I've had people ask me to make them food to send to them and shit in it or piss in it or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, number one, no. But number two, that's such a health hazard. And number three, I don't have the clearance anymore to ship those kind of biologicals.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah.
Used to, believe it or not. I know how to ship it, but I won't.
Now, when you're referring to you had the clearance, now was this through a government agency or was it just a private sector type stuff?
So when you work in infectious diseases like I do, anything that's potentially infectious, which is any kind of human fluids whatsoever,
Right.
human fluids, tissue, anything like that is considered potentially infectious. So technically to ship that kind of stuff, you really do kind of need a training and certificate to do that. You need to show that you have been trained and you know how to properly package things so the people handling it know that they're being safe. It's not being mispackaged or mishandled, so that the risk of getting infected by something
Right.
is minimal,
That-
right?
That's like when you're in the hospital and you see the nurses or whoever cleaning up, they put everything in that red bag. Is it compared to something else? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar in that those red bags are considered a regulated medical waste, and they are shipped off in a similar fashion. So yes.
Okay. All right. Now with the less than a year, in the business, now you've worked already with some many top shelf companies and people. Is there someone that you haven't shot with yet, or a company that you're just foaming at the mouth to shoot for or work with?
Yes, there are a couple that come to mind, and depending on the day that you ask me, this could change a little bit, but there are a couple that I've been really striving for. I've been working Jules Jordan pretty hard. I've been on Adult DVD Talk every couple days on Dread, saying this, saying that. I really want to work with Dread. Dread's got this giant black cock, and him and I talked about it, and the one thing that Jules said on his thread was, I don't choose a lot of girls to do that because not many girls can actually take Dread in the ass. And I posted this photo of me taking this dildo that I have, I call Sweet Baby Jesus, because it's like the size of an infant. And yeah, so hopefully, hopefully I'll get a call from Jules soon. I don't know if he's seen it or not, but we'll see.
No.
And
oh no, go ahead.
Jules produces some of the most amazing anal scenes, and I really want to be part of that. I think that I could add a lot of value to their repertoire, and so that would be really exciting to me to be, and be honored to be a part of that.
Right. Now, those of you who don't know, Dredd, he's basically considered to have the biggest member in the industry, correct?
So there is a debate out there between him and Mandingo.
Right.
But their cocks are different style. Kind of Dredd is this very thick cock, and I think that Mandingo is longer than him. I don't know who's thicker. I would have to try both of them. I mean, I would be willing to sacrifice my holes to
have like a threesome and then have a threesome, and then at the end of the scene, you basically give your opinion on which one is the biggest.
I would be down for that. That's for sure.
There you go, Dredd, Mandingo. if you guys hear this, let's make that happen.
Yeah, I love it. And so some other companies that I really want to work with. Also Jules Jordan, but I really want to work with Johnny and Kissasins. I adore the two of them. I follow them religiously on Snapchat, and I'm always like, what are they up to today? And I met Kissa, and she's such a doll. I can't wait to meet Johnny at AVNs, and I'm really excited. I really want to meet them, and I would love to work with them. So that I also wanted to work with Greg Lansky as well, because, well, it's Greg Lansky. Who doesn't want to work with Greg? His work is beautiful. I can only imagine, like, that would just be a dream to see myself in his vision It's so artistic. It's really beautiful. The pictures alone, I mean, are just spectacular. So that would be a big honor. And I also haven't shot with Brazzers. So I'd love to work for Brazzers. So hey, anybody from Brazzers, here I am.
Yeah, and just to give a shout out to some of those companies that you already have worked for, you got Perv City, Hustler, Kink, Cherry Pimps, Devil's Films, Lethal Hardcore. So big shout out to you guys for putting that content out already for the fans.
Absolutely. And you know, the thing about those companies, I love working for them. They make my days go by so fast, and it's really an honor. And most of them have brought me back 2-3 times, and then continue to. So I've got 4 scenes for Perv City. I've got 6 upcoming 7 scenes for Evil Angel. So a lot of these, and then Kink, I've got a new one coming out for Kink, which is gonna be so epic. I can't even think about it because I get so excited. It's so crazy, and it's not like anything I've ever done before. It actually has quite a bit of acting and lines in it, and it just escalates to this ridiculous level that my hardcore fans are just gonna be shocked when they see that. So if that tells you how the scene is, I'm so excited.
All right, that's good to hear. Now, I've asked this question my last few shows, and it's getting a lot of positive response from the fans. Now, you've mentioned some of the people that you've worked for already. Now, if there, say, I could set up a scene with you and any porn star from the past, who would you choose and why?
That I've worked with already?
No. Someone that you haven't worked with, like, say, someone from the 70s, 80s, 90s that isn't performing anymore that you would have loved to have been able to shoot a scene with.
Let's see. That's an interesting question. That's not anything I've ever considered. You know what? Am I allowed to choose Betty Page?
Sure.
Because I love Betty Page because she does, well, number one, she's glam as fuck. Look at her.
Yeah.
I'm a really, really big fan of Dita Von Teese. I actually just picked up her book, Beauty Mark, yesterday from Barnes & Noble, and I have been, like, wanting this book for 3 years now, and I finally got it. And so I like her Art of the Tease and the Fetish, but that kind of goes back to the roots of Betty Page when she was doing a lot of the fetish stuff, but it was glam. It was kind of like underground, sexy, and I really I like the glamorous BDSM, and it's so pretty, and I think that she is just all American looking, beautiful, and the work is kind of hardcore. And I don't know, I that's one thing that I really like to do is I do kind of have this girl next door, all American bombshell look. And so I like the vintage glam like that. I like to do those sort of things that are a little bit hardcore, especially for my look.
Right.
So definitely Betty Page.
Yeah, that
for sure.
Yeah, that would be a nice pairing. That would definitely be a hot scene for sure.
When I was secrets out, naturally I'm not a blonde. I have dark hair. And when I used to have dark hair, people would tell me that I reminded them of Betty Page quite a bit. So
okay.
I'm like, oh, that's such a compliment. Thank you.
All right. Now, have you had the chance to been recognized in public? And if you have, is there any crazy stories interacting with fans?
The one time that comes to mind, in Key West, which I go to Key West all the time. I've been there. It's like a second home for me. When was it? I want to say it was, I don't think it was during Fantasy Fest, because during Fantasy Fest, people know me. Like, I advertise heavily for Fantasy Fest, so people know I'm there. I want to say that it was just before that, maybe in August. I was walking down the street, and somebody in Key West said, I heard them across the street, and they said, hey, that's Lisey Sweet over there. She's a porn star. And, like, I was like, what? I'm on vacation here. So that was kind of cool. And definitely at Fantasy Fest, I always have people recognize me there. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I have any really crazy stories about people recognizing me yet. Maybe as I get bigger, that would happen. But I mean, that's cool that I'm somewhere out of my element and people are like, hey, that's who she is. That's really cool.
All right. Now, if someone was to say they recognize you in public, is it okay for them to come up to you and ask you for a picture, or would you rather just have them wait to like a convention or type thing? Because some people are okay with it and some aren't.
Oh, please. I live this lifestyle 100%. I spent so much of my life almost having a double life. And now I get to wake up every day and live as Lisey, and this is who I am. I don't feel like I live a double life anymore. So
Right.
people that recognize me, people that want to say hi, get a photo, I'm just more than flattered when you come up and you want to take a photo with me. That's really exciting to me. I like to meet my fans. I like to meet the people that like my work. I like to talk to them, hear what they like to see, what they want to see more of. And I mean, that's what it's all about, because without my fans and without the fans wanting to see certain things and liking what I do, then what the hell? I'm just a person on a piece of paper that nobody cares about. And I like that. The fan interaction is the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean I mean I've always, when people ask me, for like PR suggestions, and the first thing I always tell them is, you know what? Get one of those 3x5 photos, 4x6 photos from Walgreens or whatever that costs like 35 cents. You sign it, you put a stamp, envelope, send it off to one of your fans, and for less than $2, you just got yourself $100 worth of PR and a fan for life.
Yeah, absolutely. I do actually have photos that I mail out on a regular basis. Usually I do it on cams. Like if they tip $5,
Right.
I just send it out because, it's like, hey, this is cool. You get like an autographed photo from me. And I do bigger ones, bigger glossy ones,
Right.
which I'll obviously have at the AVNs, but I had them at Fantasy Fest because I was selling them for $10 a piece.
Okay.
Because I was raising money for a family that lost their home and everything they had in the hurricane in Key West. So
Oh, okay.
I was selling 8x10s and doing a photo shoot raffle and a variety of all sorts of things down in Key West to raise money for this family. And I raised over $1,500 for them. So that was,
All right.
good enough for them to get by for just a little while. And,
All right.
things add up. So,
Yeah, definitely. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah, and
oh,
I'm in this business because I love it. Of course, I want to make money because everybody has to have income, right?
right.
But for me, it's not about making money. It's about doing the right thing and doing what feels good and is fun and enjoyable.
Right, and being in the business, you are somewhat of a public figure, celebrity, which gives you a platform to use. And if you can use it to, like you just did, help a family out who needed it, that's even a plus. That's that's a good thing there.
Yeah, it's important. Like I said, Key West is a second home for me, and when they got hit by the hurricane, that would just devastated me.
Right.
Know that there were so many people down there suffering, and I wish that I could have done more, but I mean, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah, and what you did more than maybe some other people out there who didn't do anything. So that's a plus for you for at least doing something for a family out there.
Yeah.
Now, before we close this out, where can the fans find you on social media if they want to contact you?
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter. Honestly, if you just Google Lisey Sweet, my Twitter will pop up. But my Twitter handle is Lisey_2014. So that's LISEY_2014. My Instagram is Lisey2014. If you guys go to my Twitter, in my bio, there's a lot of links for Sex Panthers, so you can text me there. my OnlyFans, and I also do Snapchat Premium, which right now until the new year, I'm offering 50% off of my Snapchat Premium, which is really cool. I've got tons of new subscribers. So that's how you guys can interact with me, and you come and find me on StreamMate Cams or any of that kind of stuff. You can find me under a rock everywhere.
All right. And also, don't forget to get on avn.com/awards/voting and vote for her as well. And also pick up her DVDs, The Creepin' Tom 4 and Stepsister Cream Pies. So make sure you get those too.
If you guys show up at AVN, come find me, and I'll have some of those DVDs. I'd love to autograph for you if you want to hold out and then get them there with a little bit of ink on the front of them. That would be really cool. Otherwise, you can get them, through your local retailer or whoever. Definitely worth a watch.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, I want to thank you for being on, and you're a fabulous guest, and we would love to have you back in the future sometime.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's I always love doing these kind of things. I love to talk, so I have no shortage of words.
All right. Well, good to hear. And you have a happy New Year to yours and your family, and we'll talk to you soon.
Same to you, Joe. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, that was Lisey Sweet. Hey man, I want to thank you guys for listening. You can find this show. Obviously, you'll find it on our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, and please, man, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're almost at that first goal that we have for the 100 subscribers. I think as of this morning, we're like 7 people away. So get out there and subscribe to that channel for me, man, so I can shorten up my URL so it makes it easier for everyone to find it. So and also we've got some new things coming up in the new year. We're going to be doing some live shows. Looks like maybe I'll be taking a trip to LA, possibly doing some live interviews there for you, and we'll be putting those online on YouTube, so you'll be able to actually visually see the show going on as compared to just listening to it. So that's something I want to do for you listeners here in the near future. So I want to thank you guys for listening to the podcast by Mata, and we'll see you next time. Hey, this is Joe Mata with the podcast by Mata. Hey, I'm here to tell you about some fabulous products from Bad Dragon. Hey, Bad Dragon sells some of the most dynamic designs, but that's just only the beginning of the story. Every Bad Dragon dildo and masturbator is hand-poured and ships here in the United States, with the highest quality U.S.-made platinum cured body self-silicones available. Now, to get more information on this stuff, go to bad-dragon.com. That's bad-dragon.com, bad-dragon.com. And if you place an order from them, make sure you tell them that the podcast by Mata sent you.